Well, it is Monday, it is the dust settling since the live stream, which actually has had a lot of things that were good about it, including the Omega Days 2025 or Heart of the Fire. That's something I'm looking forward to, although it will cost you a unit, so not too great. Let's get into the show, shall we? So one of the first quick things is clarity. Kabam let us know on April 4th that there was more concrete information on how one would get and where one would get the light essence for Lumatrix, although it's not incredibly clear as to time frames of how long you've got to get the light essence before you won't get any opportunity. That's still unclear. Like, for a non-spending player like myself and many other players, you might be like, right, well, okay, so I'll do Saga incursions up to zone 15th, I'll do the Alliance Wars showcase thing, I'll do Nightmare Raids for a little while, I've done the Ordeal, we've got as well, I don't know, Battlegrounds, Victory Trek, like going through that, maybe you're a top 100 finisher, but if that's the only areas you can get light essence, then is that something that I can collect in August time? Is it something I can get in December, depending on what you're actually going to farm, where you're going to farm? So we're still kind of like in need of those answers to those questions. And of course, we know that 7-star will be available for 12 light essence and a 6-star for 5 light essence. So, yeah. No other information. And remember, he will not be available in crystals, although Isophene ended up being in the crystal. Thumbs up. Champion will join the contest in April. We know. Just what's the future with that? Is it like you've got to have it in April? Is it one and done? I know that there's another season where it's going to be available, Lumatrix, but I don't know. Like, anyway, moving on. A new season of Alliance Wars is going to be upon us. The pre-season starts April 2nd. We're in the midst of that at the moment. And the season going live on April 16th. So that is a little bit away for us for that. From an Elite perspective, champions that have been blacklisted are Kshala and Onslaught. Whitelisted now Hercules, Silk, Hallelujah, Falcon, Wakin, and also Arnamzola, Okoye, Gentle, Bastion, and Jean Grey. That's exciting. I do like Bastion. And yeah, same thing with Expert, although there's a slight change in that there is Hercules is not whitelisted for Expert maps. So that's a revelation. And then under lower, similar vein, with Kshala being blacklisted, and of course Kshala and Onslaught being blacklisted as well. So that's, lets you know what's happening with the new season. Act 9.2 rewards. What are your thoughts about them? And well, some people don't like them, some people do. I definitely agree. It would have been nice to see like awakening gem shards within that, but there are other things as well that I'm like, well, I actually thought it was okay. Depending on difficulty levels, if we're comparing it to doing some Everest based content or in-game content like Ordeal, Necropolis, Karina's challenges, and doing something like Epoch of Pain, it's definitely something that you kind of go, shouldn't it be on the same difficulty level as those? But then months go by, and next month will be the 4th month of the year, and since Epoch of Pain was put in February time, I want to say, if we're talking about a grand depreciation based on difficulty to play versus take home, then you have to look at that. Although Kabam could say, well, we're going to put in a new progression. I'm still on the fence with this. I was adamant they put in a new progression this year, but I'm not too sure. A new progression, like you have to have 3 rank for 7 stars to get the next progression. That would mean that people have to do Epoch of Pain, and that I think would be kind of good for those that have worked hard in Epoch of Pain to then get back what they've invested their time into to kind of get above everyone else from legitimate skill based and kind of perseverance standpoint, rather than having to being at the end of the banquet event and pay. Also, do bear in mind that if you have finished 9.2 Ordeal, done Epoch of Pain, and the Karina's challenges, you have effectively saved yourself $214,000. Again, let that sink in for a moment. That within 4 months, that is how much you have saved yourself if you did that from a free-to-play standpoint. Mind-boggling, isn't it? And I'm definitely here with clobbering. It's clobbering time. I think this is a really decent point. They seem okay to me. Definitely could have used some Awakening Gem shards, but everything else is fine. You've got to keep in mind this isn't an entire act exploration or a piece of Everest content. It's just one chapter of story content. Go back and look at 9.1 rewards. You'll see the rewards actually make sense. And if they gave us more this early, then they would have had to speed up the rate in which they're giving certain items, which is not good move, at least not yet. And true, especially if you're doing some of the most difficult content like Everest content, that is just going to be, it's going to feel like cheap really and kind of like bad, but at least offering one rank 4-7 star and then putting a new progression title in about another couple months time by having, you know, if you have 3 rank 4-7 stars, then at least free to play could have got it if you did some of that Everest content now. Yes, it's difficult, yes, it's frustrating, but at least if you validated you actually did something and got something out as a result. But anyways, what are your thoughts on 9.2 rewards? Put it in the comments or go to the thread and have your say with other players. Promo code and Twitch drops, well, I don't know, mop-up session. So as we know, on Friday, there were Twitch drops that didn't work initially, but then everybody got them for free, which is nice. Through a daylight savings time issue, then everyone else got benefit, but also the promo code situation was a bit of a farce as well at the same time. And the Kabam knew that they kind of like said that compensation was coming out with a promo code and, you know, acknowledged it very early on. I know that Kabam Pinwheel as well was quite, you know, dealing with that one as quickly as possible. It was daylight savings time. We kind of thought that would be the case. It would be a daylight savings time issue because I want to say Twitch is American and America aren't on daylight saving time switch yet. Canada are similar to the UK. Again, I think that's the case. I could be assuming incorrectly in there. But from the promo code standpoint, that was very much as literal as it could be. And that's you know, it's on me for not kind of going, well, no, it's I think it's clarity, isn't it? I know Dave did say, but I didn't twig that much. But when he said, like, I think he said that only 2 people will be able to get the promo code. But because there were so many puns throughout the entirety of the show, it was like, and I got no problem with that. You know, I'm chill with the fact of like it's just like it's a character. It's like for me, a lot of time, if I was using the same thing on repeat, it would be part of a character. I've tried not to go through that whole kind of motion of going, oh, Rich said that catchphrase, the thing he always says. I mean, for a while, and this is it, in the UK, we say this term, which is bear in mind. And I've tried to not say that too much because then you read comments and people are like, Richard, bear in mind. It's like, it's a UK saying, like everybody says it. I don't go, well, saying that I have kind of like made a mention of some sayings that other countries and you people say, like, because you have sayings in your own country. Anyway. The point is, right, people have their own quirks and own things. Just don't judge people. People do nowadays because people have sad lives. Anyway, Sting in the Miss wasn't the promo code, and some of the Kabam I think need to kind of figure out in the future, like how they deal with this. We'll definitely be taking a feedback idea with them, add a fun additional layer of activity and engagement. Yeah, but it would have been good if it was like I think if it was a promo code for everybody, maybe that would have been a bit more fun. Because you could have had something like, I don't know, in the background, that was, I don't know, just like a little like note or something, and people are like, oh, that's cool. And but instead, what comes from the next part from all of this is people are pissed, people are annoyed, people don't like it. So your good idea backfired, and I don't want to see this from Kabam. I want to see like people like complimenting them out the back of that live stream. Instead, people aren't talking too much about the stuff that Kabam did, like I said, they were going to deal with. Instead, they're talking about this and Twitch drops, which ain't good. So maybe just put like surprise promo codes in the back, and that'd be cool. But have Twitch drops and promo code, just so it's like it's good for those that can't claim Twitch drops. Anyway, not good. You know, stuff for Kabam to kind of like consider. Secret code is limited and it's not meant to be a replacement for the previous promo code. That's the role Twitch drops fills, which I guess gives the impression that we're not going to see a promo code and it's just going to be Twitch drops. Yeah. Keep workshopping it. This wasn't it. Definitely collecting feedback on it and look into how to improve and iterate. Just do a promo code, like promo code and Twitch drops. And do the Twitch drops so that you can drop into Pepe's stream or other people live streaming, and people can claim Twitch drops for a later point. I don't know what the issue with it is. Like Marvel Rivals run their Twitch drops for a lot longer time period, so people when they finish work can just do it. It's like I can be repeating this for the next year, and I don't think Kabam will kind of like do it, but we'll have to see. Anyway, final say on this comes from Kabam Dork. He says the intention was 2 codes, 1 redemption each. 2 lucky winners were able to guess and enter first. This was a test, and we were looking to expand this in the future live streams. At the end of the day, we had Twitch drops for all, which we comped from the issue today. 5 Titan crystals given to lucky winners, and then another chance to win the champion choice for another 5 people. Then we decided to give even more chances to win 2 more people with the secret code, which is nice. Again, it's nice, but it doesn't feel like an engagement. I know they want to increase engagement, but wouldn't it have been better to kind of allow engagement for a wider scope of the community rather than it just being like for 2 people? I love the competition. I like the giveaway for people. No problem with that. It's just inclusion for everybody else to kind of like grab it. But I don't know. I get it. It just didn't land. The final part of the show today is a bit of, well, fun. We have a band story. It's been a little while since we covered a little band story, and this player here says, "Hello, I was banned and I don't know why. I just bought an account upgrade." What kind of account upgrade? I was scrolling down, and this is March 31st, so it's not an April 1st type thing, even though there is a response on April 1st, so I don't know if this is an April Fool's leading into it. It's just when, like, you don't know what twists and turns it's going to take, and I love seeing it, because then you get stuff like, I paid a man to go through the story and special tasks. People are laughing out loud, and then yeah, this posted a day late, screaming weekend ban. I got banned forever, okay, and then it gets okay, more details. I paid a person to go through the stories and special tasks. The screenshot is in Russian, but it said, "You were blocked for violating the terms of service." It's like the gift that keeps on giving, isn't it? Based on some time delays, this could still be like an April Fool's prank, but I don't know. Like I read this and it just made me laugh. It's just like I paid someone to. Good on the omission, by the way, but were they ever heard of again? Oh no, this particular thread kind of erupted in more of a kind of debate as to the time zones, which, as you can see, like I showed, like March 31st is where I saw that particular post. So for other countries and time zones, it may have been actually April 1st when they had seen it. And that's always the difficult breakdown, because then, like, when I see certain posts from Kabam, it could be about 11:30 p.m. at night, and that's when I normally should be sleeping. I try to go to bed at that time. So everything is, like, later in time zones. They weren't seen, the last seen on April 2nd, which again could have been April 1st in other countries. And I would assume that there's a high chance this was actually an April Fool's based post. But we'll never know, because this person was never seen of again. What are your thoughts? Do you think it was an actual ban? It was a bit comical and took a very weird turn. We like a nice band story, especially something with a little bit of twisting nature to it. Thoughts in the comments? What do you think? Have a lovely day and goodbye.